Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Do you notice anything different? I'll move my room around and I've changed the setup of my books. So I think the next video after that will be like an unhaul bookshelf reorganization. It's probably not going to be a very long video because it was kind of spur of the moment, so I only like started filming halfway through it. I didn't even do like a before picture, but I mean just look at any of my previous videos and you will see what they look like before. So yeah, I really like them in the corner. The point is, it is TBR time. Monthly TBR game. I play it based on TBR Game of Life. And I did not make a new board. I know I've been saying for the past like 3 months now that I need to make a new board, and I was like, April, it's gonna happen. It didn't happen because I decided to reorganize my room and like clean my car and a load of other like little jobs that I needed to do, and they took priority over the new board. But I have started working on it, and I'm trying to figure out, do I want to like make it on like the computer, or if I want to like draw it by hand like I usually do, because I'm not artistic either way. So I'm trying to figure that out. So if you have any input on how to help me for someone who is not artistic at all, please give me tips. So I completely failed my TBR last month, like abysmal. I had 3 books on my TBR. I did not read a single one of them. I don't usually do that. I just got sidetracked. It was very much, all 3 of those books were books that are either already on my physical TBR or books that I wanted to buy physically, and I just didn't really pick up. I think I read like 2 books physically in the entirety of April, but there's still like a couple of days left, so maybe I'll pick up something else. But like either way, I'm not going to get through all 3 of the books. But yeah, it was just a really audio heavy month for me for whatever reason, so I did not read any of them. So I will add a spin. So yes. Okay, so let's see how many spins we're going to do this month. Okay, 1. And then obviously I did not do my TBR last month, so we add another one. So that is 2 spins. This is really boring. I want actually no, I'm gonna jinx it if I say I want a chaotic month. I don't want that. I don't want that. Don't listen to me, board. Don't. Spin number 1. That was a really bad spin. I kind of want to go again, but we'll survive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that is a book off my physical TBR. So spin number 1 was a book off my physical TBR. I usually random number generate this, so obviously with everything kind of mixed up and everything, I counted, I believe I have 12, which are books I can like read right now, because obviously I have like 3rd books in the series when I haven't read the 2nd and all of that. It wouldn't make sense for me to add those. I think I have like 19 overall, but take away like sequels of sequels, I have 12. So we will random number generate between 1 and 12. 1, 2, 3, 11. Number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. No. I had no intention of reading this anytime too soon, if I'm being 100% honest. But it's probably good that I will. So that is Crucible of Chaos by Sebastian D. Castell. This is the kind of prelude, I believe, to Court of Shadows, which is his new series, which is set in the same world as The Greatcoats. But also I'm taking this sticker off. Yeah, it's the prelude. So I think Play of Shadows is the like first official book in that series, and I think, is the 2nd one coming out this year? I don't 100% know like where in the timeline, whether like this is, like I know that obviously this is before the new series, but I'm not sure where is that like new series after The Greatcoats. Is this after The Greatcoats as well? But I know that we follow Greatcoat, and I believe he gets summoned to an abbey because monks are arguing about potential gods, and he is brought there to settle these differences. So yeah, I've liked all of the books that I've read from Sebastian D. Castell, but I haven't loved any of them. And yeah, and I really thought I would love The Greatcoats, but there was just something that didn't 100% click with me. But as you could have seen from the sticker, it was buy one get one half price, and so I believe I got The Art of Prophecy as well. I'm relatively excited, but as I said, this was nowhere near the top of my TBR, probably because of the fact it starts a new series, and I actually really need to work on getting my series down because I feel like I'm in the middle of way too many. And number 2. That was another really bad one. There we go. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 book club pick, and that is actually perfect. Then spin number 2 and our final spin, which means that this is a very boring video, and I hate that for me. Honestly, the most perfect spot that I could have possibly landed on, and that was book club pick, because if you didn't know, I am reading along with the Catch Up Book Club for their read along of the Faithful and the Fallen series by John Wynne, and I believe sometime in the start of May will be the live show for the 3rd book in the series, which is Rune, and I usually read them like the week of, like / 2 weeks before the live show. So also, I did not realize how thick this book was until I just picked it up. Oh, 740 pages. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, 740 pages. That's so bad. It's so big. I'm really enjoying the series overall, but I feel like it's a series that I would love more on reread, which, I mean, tends to happen anyway, because if I'm rereading a series, usually I already like it, and so I'm just getting more attached and everything. But for this reason, it's because I feel like I would pick up on a lot more details of the series if I reread it, because I did actually reread the first book. The first book, Malice, I read in like March of last year, and I liked it, but I only ever really felt like I understood, connected, and like got the full scope of Corbin's and his like family, like the people adjacent to him, their point of view, where they were in the world. And the rest of it just, it didn't feel very significant to me. And then when I reread it at the start of this year, in like what, January, before the live show, because I was like, I cannot remember anything. It was like I was reading a whole new book, because I was like, I read this? Did I read this? Because just the details that I missed out on, especially in like the point of views that kind of like come and go, are not as like big a deal. I kind of only have like one perspective every like 100 pages or something, you know. I kind of paid more attention to them. I really kind of got a picture for like the world in general in a way that made me really appreciate the book more. And I had the same feeling when I finished the second book. That was just like, I feel like I should reread the second book, because I will pick up like on the smaller plot stuff the second time around, and I feel like I'm missing that. And so I'm a little nervous going into this, because obviously I'm not rereading the second book, and I only read it 2 months ago. In the Banished Lands, and there is this prophecy about a god war coming, and it involves the, I always forget, Black Sun? No. Bright Star? Black Sun? Some combination of those words. And they are supposed to be like the avatars for these gods. They will be very important for this upcoming war. And in the first book anyway, we mostly focus on a boy called Corbin. And he is growing up in this town. It's not a like super big town. And while everybody else in like the world, like the kings and all of that, are focusing on this potential prophecy, he is just kind of focusing on trying to become a man. So he's learning how to fight. His birthday is coming up, and just, it's very much about him and his family. While, like, as I said, the other like points of views are like this bigger world, this folk setting up this whole god war stuff. This is my TBR for the month, which even then, like, this is technically a significant amount of pages, but I do have more books that I would like to read. I would like to make more of a dent on some of those like lists that I made at the start of the year. You know, I have a couple more anticipated books that I should read, you know, start, you know, for vlogs for those. I have, obviously, like, I had that like top 10 priority books that I have to read this year. I would like to make some more of a dent in those. Obviously, if I can continue on with some series, that would be great. And also, I want to keep on top of my nonfiction goal, which I think I am up to date on, if maybe even ahead. I think I'm 4 for 4, because I want to read basically 1 a month. So try and keep on top of that as well. I think the one that I'm kind of leaning towards is Quartet, and it's about 4 women who changed the history of music. Obviously, the books that I didn't read last month, I would like to get to all of them in May. One of them is The Tomb of Dragons, which is an anticipated release, and I would like to get to that. And because obviously I make videos when I read my anticipated releases, I do want to read the books that I missed for that last TBR, because I actually had 2 of them, because they were Jade War and Liza Locklear. I had 2 of them planned for the same video, and that is reading the oldest books on my TBR. So I do really need to read these. Jade War and Assassin's Fate, I believe, are the only 2 books I still have from 2022 on my TBR, so they've got to be read. So hopefully in May they'll be done. But also, as I said, all of them are like really big books. So like adding these on top of these is maybe not the greatest idea, but I would like to at least start reading these. And then I also have the Lies of Lockmore. So those are kind of the plans, but don't hold me to them. Oh, also, actually, one more book that I'm going to say. I am doing a reread of the Rune of Kings series, the Course of Dragon series by Jen Lyons. I read Rune of Kings this month. Loved my reread. Had such a good time. And I'm planning on continuing it. In fairness, we still have like, what, like 6 days left of April. So I might start The Name of All Things before that. I might also move on to the third book. I don't want to binge read them. When I first read the series, I left like months, years. It took me like over a year, I think, to read this entire series. And then I reread it, I think, start of last year, and I read all of them in January. Like binge read all of them. And I don't actually think binge reading them is the way to go. I think like leaving like a month or so between them is the best way to read them, because like you won't forget, like, because there's so much details. So like you won't forget all of the details, but also I feel like it can be a little repetitive if you read them too close together. So I'm kind of thinking of like, you know, even if like 2 or 3 weeks between them might be okay. So in the next like week or two, I'm probably going to start this, and then we'll see about The Memory of Souls. I might start that before the end of May as well, but it will probably be like the end of May if I do read it. So yes, so those are the books. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.